that one-track mind, high school design, designed for perfection. Gonna raise the question when class is in session. You better listen up, cause you're sleeping on these lessons that I'm spilling from my cup. 3 rings on my fingers, but it's never enough. Stand up and deliver when the going gets rough. I gotta laugh when your credit is to love, but I'm still giving it back and you just ain't giving up. You got me on a mission. Come on and find me. I'm looking for a vision. Come see what I see.
All right, welcome in. I have a special presentation today. We're going to talk about a big lift, a big opportunity, and that is how to scale your business from 6 to 7 figures in 2024 and beyond. It's the framework that we've identified at Whadif. It's the missing piece to growing and scaling your company efficiently. And I want to dive right in. So right off the bat, let's just establish some ground rules. I have nothing to sell. I have an invitation at the end. I'll just go ahead and tell you right now, it's free. It doesn't cost anything. But the idea of this training is really just to shine a light on what we have found at Whadif is what's missing when clients come to us. No matter why they come to us, whether they need a fractional COO, they're looking to scale their business, they want to get to that next level, there is one piece that is always missing. And I want to dive into that. So I'm going to bring up a presentation on the screen here. I've also promised to keep this under 20 minutes. I'm going to do my absolute best to do that. And the one other thing I'm going to ask is that if you're watching this live, drop your questions in the comments. We are going to have some Q&A time at the end. I want to review all of your questions, make sure those are answered by the time we sign off today. And of course, drop your comments too. Hit the like button, hit the share, invite your friends, share this with someone who you think it could help. Hopefully this helps you get to that next level in your business in 2024 and beyond, like I said. So let's dive in. Are you stuck in the rut? Are you running your business with the same way you've done in the past, and you've noticed that you kind of plateaued or things have slowed down? And, this is kind of normal. We're in a recession or a weird economy, whatever you want to call it. But is it normal for businesses to slow down? Because there's a whole lot of companies that are growing right now. And everyone also says that recessions are times of great opportunity. So are you sure it's just because of the economy, or might it be something else? Or are you working harder than ever just to maintain your business, maintain the level of sales, revenue, and profit that you've always done, or profit shrinking, but your revenue is staying the same? Or are you possibly wondering why you haven't reached the next level in your business yet? Those are the things we're going to address today. Those are the things that our clients come to us with, and those are the feelings that are very, very common with entrepreneurs in the 6-figure revenue mark. Well, let's dive in real quick. First, what's a what if? What is a what if? Well, I want you to meet my friend, my business partner, Sean Delaney. He's the founder and CEO of Whadif. He has been a fractional COO, fractional CEO, and a business consultant for the last 2.5 decades. And he's seen the biggest of the biggest companies. His clients have included, you can see him on the screen, MetLife, Johnson & Johnson, JP Morgan, Uber, Chase, Nike, Disney, Ford, LVMH. The list goes on and on. He has worked with more of the Fortune 50 than I could probably mention. And he's also worked with small businesses like you. And that's what we specialize in now. And his key tagline is, as entrepreneurs, we are always asking and answering, what if? That is how the company name came to be. And of course, yours truly. Hey, look, I can make that same picture right now. Anyway, joking aside, my name's Brandon. I started my first company in 2018, a little over 5 years ago at this point. I've done this. I've gone from 6 to 7 figures. And more importantly, I got past the rut. I was in the rut. I remember it very clearly. It was when my son was born. Actually, he's 4 now. So as soon as he was born, I was in that solopreneur, do everything for the business mindset. I was a job owner. I wasn't a business owner. I was working 10, 12, 14-hour days. Our busiest time of the year was always fourth quarter in that industry, really from about August through December, the end of December. And I can remember times where I would literally wake up in the middle of the night at 1 or 2 in the morning, and I would have to go into work because I was so busy being busy. Yeah, I made a lot of money, but it was taking my soul. It was taking everything I had in me. I was putting my health off. I was putting my relationships off. My poor wife suffered. I didn't know my son for the first 6 months that he was alive. And I truly regret that time. I learned a lot. I came through a lot. I was able to grow my business and get past it. But that was the fuel for me to say, this is broken. You go into business to chase a dream, to solve a problem, to provide a solution to your customers. But I'm a slave to my business for 14 hours a day. And I don't see my kid. I don't see my wife. I don't have a life outside of this. That's what led me on this path to figure out what was the solution to growing a business, but not only growing the business, scaling and growing as an entrepreneur so that I could become truly the business owner, not just the operator and a job owner. And that's the mission I went on for the next 3.5 years. And I'm happy to say that I did that. Over the past year and a half or so, I have been pretty much completely removed from the day-to-day operations of that business. And you can see on the screen, I recently sold it earlier this year, for a multiple that is higher than standard in that industry, which I'm very proud of. And there was only one reason I was able to do that. There was two reasons. One, I met the guy who I just showed you before, Sean Delaney, and he introduced me to the architecture that we now teach at Whadif. I was able to implement that and exit my company quickly, efficiently, and it's only as a result of what we've implemented. So now what am I up to? I'm able to be here with you, and I facilitate coaching clients through growing efficiently. We have one-on-one clients, we have group clients, we have group coaching programs, and I'm so excited to be able to give those aha moments to our clients and have them see the opportunities that are right in front of them in their business and what's holding them back, and get them through that and get them to their next level. It's been so rewarding, and I'm so excited to share that with you today. So what are we going to do here? We're going to go through these 5 things. I'm going to go through them as quickly as possible. Again, if you have comments or you have questions, drop them in the chat. I want to hear them, and we want to answer them by the end of this quick little webinar. So what's up first? It's the number one mistake to setting up your business, and that really is you set up your business without a solid foundation to build on. Now, what does that mean? You think about building your business. We all get into business. Again, I kind of mentioned this before, to solve a problem because there's a frustration in the marketplace. There was something that you wanted to prove in the world that you could start a business. Let me also say this. If you're just in business to make a buck and to make money and take money from people, and you don't really care about what you're doing, we're probably not for you. I'll just be straight up. You can sign off of this call right now. But on the other hand, if you want to make a difference in the world, if you want to have an impact, if you are mission driven and you're focused on the outcome as an entrepreneur, then this absolutely is for you. It'll work for both people. It's just, I don't really care to help the person that's only in it for the money. So let's move on here. So how did we get here? Let's diagnose what business is as a whole. How did we get from the farms in the early 1800s to now massive trillion-dollar businesses like Amazon? And why is this broken? So if we go all the way back, let's go to the farm fields in the 1800s. You have people who were owned, quote unquote, businesses, but they were really just trades, right? So you had the farmer in the field who's growing crops, and then you had the farmer down the road who was raising livestock. And if they wanted each other's service, they would just trade. All business really is just a trade, an exchange of value. Fast forward a little bit, we've put money and dollars as that value, that the currency that we exchange to trade value with one another. So where's the missing piece between today and the 1800s? Well, as businesses started to scale, as cities started to grow, the farmer needed help and the baker in the city needed help. So what did they do? They called their friend who had a son, and they would bring the son in who they trusted, they knew, and they would just tell them to do things. And then they started to scale a little bit more. And what happened? They needed help managing the cash register and their money. So they hired somebody else that they know, a friend of their brother was able to handle the money and the cash register in their business. Well, we kind of grew in these communities and we were still isolated. The business was within, and we never got to such a scale. There was no such thing as a $1 trillion Amazon business in 1842. But as you move forward, we took that same philosophy and we said, okay, if I have a problem or I have an area of my business that needs help, I will just put a person in that problem. And then as we grow and get bigger and bigger and bigger as companies, we take those departments, we make them silos, and we put them over there with somebody else to manage them. And all of a sudden, the founder of the company is so far up this ladder that they don't really know what's going on in marketing, in HR. They just know that their business kind of runs itself. And all of a sudden, we have these, like I said, silos, and everything's so disjointed and no two departments are talking to each other. The perfect example of this is if you've ever seen the show The Office, you have Toby and Michael who absolutely hate each other. You have leadership and HR, can't stand each other, don't even want to be in the same room. It's a funny TV show, but it's true. And it's happening every day in business. So that's really how we got from the farms to big business. We use this model that just kind of duct taped itself together. And we try to model that. And we try to look at these Fortune 500 companies and say, well, they're doing this. So why shouldn't we just do the same thing? It's working for them. The problem is that they have people and dollars to throw at problems, and we don't as small businesses. As entrepreneurs, startups, founders, CEOs, we typically are on a shoestring budget. We don't have all the people in the world. And especially in a local market, we can't hire just anybody. The hiring pool is limited. And like I said, the funding is not always there. So what do? We try to mimic big companies, but we don't have the resources that big companies have. A lot of times we're just focusing on the next fire. We're not focused on the future and building our company and scaling efficiently. That's why we get stuck in this rut. And we see planning as a useless activity. You hear words like strategic planning, and that's really what we're here to break the chains on today. Strategic planning is a broken system for small businesses. So you don't do it. You don't ever look to the future and plan ahead and try to get there and see what your next 6, 12, 18 months look like, because you know you're just going to be putting out fires every single day. So what does that look like? Well, this is a picture of the standard business model. I have some animations on this slideshow. I see they're not working. That the X is, or the line is in the middle of the screen there. But anyway, the standard business model basically looks like this. You have these 10 disciplines. They're typically called, like I said, strategic planning, project management, time management. We're not going to dive into all of these today. But what we've done at Whadif is we've identified what is the essence of these 10 disciplines, and we've renamed them so that they are more accurate and applicable to small businesses and entrepreneurs. So strategic planning becomes navigate. Project management becomes operate. What are we doing, and what is the root of what we're doing in these 10 areas that we must master in order for our business to grow, scale, and get to that next level efficiently? So you spelled all this out, not in the order of operations necessarily, but it makes a cool little word called harmonious. And isn't that what we all want as business owners? Don't we want to run a harmonious business and have a harmonious business model? Well, it's very achievable. And this is what it kind of looks like. And this is, if you take nothing else from this presentation, look at this slide. This is the key to growing and scaling your business. The 10 disciplines we've identified that you must have are all linked. There's no such thing as departments. There's no such thing as silos. No one discipline acts independently of any other discipline. And as a matter of fact, all of them are linked at least 5 times between 5 other disciplines. The one we're going to talk about today, and the missing piece to all this, is strategic planning, traditionally what we call navigate. So where do we get lost? We get lost in our navigation. Think about a car. You're driving your car without a GPS and without a compass. You're starting in New Jersey and you know you have to get to California, but you have, again, like I said, no GPS, no compass. How are you going to get there? That's what we're doing in our business. If we don't have a plan for the future and we don't have a guiding navigation system to run our business, you absolutely will never get to California. You will never get to where you want to go because the next best thing will always come up and take you closer to where you think you want to go. We have to have a plan, and there is a concrete formula to do that. And that's what we're going to do here right now. So what is navigation? It's simple. At Whadif, we believe navigation, the navigation of your business, is three simple things. In this order, it is core values, mission, and vision. Now, these three things get a lot of hate. They get a bad rap. They're reserved for the Fortune 500. Why would I do them in my small business? Well, let me put a little twist on these three things. These are not just a set of pretty words and documents that you paint on the walls and you never look at. These are actually the core of your business. Let me explain a little bit. So we'll break this down. This is the action items from this presentation. Again, like I said, if you do nothing else, understanding that everything links together by reworking your navigation, your core values, your mission, and your vision, you can take that and you can grow your company next year. And I'm going to show you how very quickly. But what do we do? So for core values, what we like to have is 3 to 5 values. These are not single words. If you look up any company's core values that's publicly traded on the stock market, you'll see words like integrity, trustworthy, transparency, honesty. And these are all beautiful words, but they don't mean anything. They're just a waste of space. Core values should be, if they are a single word or a short phrase, should be followed by an explanatory statement. Meaning, if your core value is something like trustworthiness, you should say something like trustworthiness so that our customers know that we will always deliver on our promises on time. That's just an example, but it should also be written consistent with your company culture. If you're a down and dirty repair shop, auto repair shop, and you start using words and sentences like I just threw out about transparency, nobody you hire is going to relate to that core value or those set of core values. It's just not. So what you have to do is you have to use your company language consistent with your culture and craft these core values. There's a really good example that Sean always uses with a trucking company and that he worked with. And basically what they had a McKinsey consultant come in and write the beautiful core values and mission and vision. And when they left, the owner kind of just threw them to the side. Well, accountability was one of the words that the consulting company used because accountability is important. But when the owner stepped in and when Sean was asking him about how he felt about that word and that core value, he said, I hate it. What am I supposed to say for accountability? You think a truck driver wants to hear the word accountability? So after a little bit of dialogue and questions, they were able to distill the essence of the core value in his company culture, and they reworded it to F up, own up. Now they use the full word because that was their culture. I'll spare your ears, but you can see the difference. You can see how someone would relate to that because it's in the company culture. And right there, I also just hit on another point that I want to point out real quick. And that is, you can see how the core values immediately link to home. Humans optimize in a meaningful environment. We're not going to dive into that today, but the cross-play between disciplines is so important. That is what is to be leveraged after you do this process. So from there, we're going to go to mission. Your mission statement, again, not a pretty set of words. Go look them up, see what a publicly traded company's mission statement looks like, throw it out. The formula that we use for mission statements is simple. It is your why. Why did you start your company? Why are you in business? Followed by your belief. What do you believe is the injustice in the world that your company is out to solve? The action through which you solve that problem. And then, of course, the result that you get for your clients or your customers. So why, belief, action, result. That is a simple framework that you can use to craft a mission statement that is both effective and powerful for your staff so that they are motivated to do their jobs and pull your company forward. That is the whole goal of a mission statement. That's the battle cry, if you will. That's why are we marching into battle? Why are we doing what we're doing every single day? If you can nail that and you can make it the 3 Ps, powerful, present, and positive, I guarantee you it will transform your company culture and make hiring so much easier. Your vision, we like to use a 5-year model. So also we like to say to use metrics, use something measurable and attainable, but also make it big and scary. A lot of people throw the term around BHAG, big, hairy, audacious goal. I think that's kind of a stupid term. Why would you want something big and hairy in your business? But use something big and scary that's going to make you say, I don't really know how to do this today, but it will force you to change as an entrepreneur and as a company in order to achieve that goal. Now, what do we do with this navigation? So what are you going to do from here? You're going to rework the foundation. This, like I said, it's the core, it's the foundation. You can't build a house on dirt and expect it to stand forever. What you want to do is go through this process, rewatch that portion of the video, rework your core values, make sure they're in alignment with your company culture and what you actually believe. These are things that you should actually hire and fire by. If your core value is not strong enough to actually fire somebody in your company for breaking it and specifically hire for these values, they're not strong enough and you actually don't believe in them. So what I would say is figure out what are the 3 to 5 things that you must live and die by in your company in order to make them your core values and integrate them so deeply in your culture. So rework the foundation, core values, mission, vision, and then integrate it with the other 9 disciplines. So you saw those, they were on the screen before. Again, you can figure out what those are in your own company and what that looks like. Integrate them into the other 9 disciplines. Integrate your core values and your mission into your marketing. I'm not saying publicly put them out. I think that's stupid because your customers don't really care, but make sure they're showing up and make sure they're integrated in your hiring and make sure your leadership team is living and breathing them on a daily basis. And in your meetings, the mission and vision are always penetrating what you do and how you show up. And I want to invite you to join us through this process. That's the invitation that I mentioned earlier in this stream. And that is, we're hosting a 5-day workshop on this specifically. So we will do this hand in hand with you. We're going to rework the foundation. We're going to disrupt the way you think about these the 3 principles within the navigation discipline. We're going to go through day 1. We're going to figure out where your company is right now. You'll take our assessment. It is a live, quantifiable assessment of where your company is at this very moment. Then what we're going to do on day 2, 3, and 4 is go through and rework your core values, your mission, your vision. And then on day 5, we're going to go through and we're going to actually integrate what is your next step and what does this look like for the next 12 months. We can break your vision down to 4 12-week years. That's the model we use at Whadif. So we do 12 weeks at a time. Your 3 mandatory outcomes that you're going to receive, mandatory outcomes that you will achieve in that 12-week sprint. And then we're going to break them down to action items. The bigger your organization is, we can actually break those down to action items by role. We're going through this with our clients right now. And I can't even tell you how eye-opening for them to say, wow, I have never had this level of planning and structure in my organization. And I feel like this 5-year vision that was so big 2 weeks ago now seems kind of easy and like we could almost do it in 2 or 3 years. That is a real quote from one of our clients. And I promise you that's attainable for you too. So that's what we're going to do on day 5. We're going to wrap this all together and we will go through how to integrate it into the other 9 disciplines. The link on the screen there is whadif.com/navigate. I'll also throw that up right over here. That's where you can go register to join us. And like I said, you're going to get 5 interactive days, 1 hour per day. Develop your core using our proven framework. Like I said, we're going to walk you through this step by step. It's live. We can answer your questions. And we'll get you past that plateau in your business. So develop your action plan to grow your business. That is the most important part. It's great to have a mission. It's great to have a vision. It's great to have core values. If you don't know what to do with it, well, you're kind of going with no compass again. We're going to get you that compass and the map along with the directions on how to get there. So whadif.com/navigate. And let's just go through this real quick. what are these valued at? So these are actual prices that we sell these things at, these different services. So our 5-day interactive events, we sell for $500. Developing the core of your business using the proven framework. Well, that's one module of our bomb course, which sells for $10,000. So that's how we got $1,000. Get past the plateau in your business. I'll be straight up with you. I made that number up, but to get from 6 to 7 figures, that's kind of what a consultant would come in and charge you just to analyze the state of your business. So I threw $5,000 on there. That seems reasonable. Seems like it could be a whole lot bigger, but good enough number for me. And develop your action plan to grow your business. So that's the day 5. This is what I've seen people charge anywhere from a couple $100, like I put here, to many, many thousands of dollars. There are consultants out there that will charge you $50,000 just to give you an action plan for your business. We're going to do that for free. The price for this challenge is free. I told you that in the beginning. Not really surprised. Sorry, I'm bad at surprises, but I want you to know that this is so important for me because I see every single client that comes to us is missing this one thing. We want to help you get past that, and we want to help you get to the next level in your business. That's why we're calling it the Next Level Business Bootcamp. It's so simple. You are missing one tiny part of your business just because you haven't been taught about it. And what we're going to do for these 5 days is go through and figure out, where are you? What are the things that are holding you back? And why is this not in place? And then we're going to develop a plan to put it in place, integrate it through all the other 10 disciplines, and we'll get you up to speed on how to optimize those at the same time. So I encourage you to visit the link on the screen, whadif.com/navigate, and we will see you in just a couple of days. Like I said, it's free. You do have the option to upgrade to VIP. That is not free. It's $97 at this point. Comes with a lot of bonuses. So if you do want to take us up on that offer, I would encourage you to. You get, right off the bat, you get 3 private sessions, a smaller group, and you'd actually get one-on-one coaching for a couple months inside of our Inner Circle, which is our private business acceleration mastermind. So I'm not selling that. That's if it's right for you, you'll have the opportunity to upgrade on that page, but you can get everything on this screen for the price of free $99, and that is yours. This deal expires Sunday. You have to register by Sunday night at midnight. If not, you will miss this opportunity, but here's what I want you to do. I want you to look at where you were last year, over the last 6, 12, 18, 24 months. What has your growth been like? Do you have mentors and coaches in place to get you past this rut to the next level, to help your company grow beyond where it is now and where you want it to be? A lot of times as founders and owners and CEOs, the one thing holding our business back is us. And if you can stomach that and swallow that reality, we can get you to the next level, because all we need to do is solidify this one little discipline, which is actually the major foundation. And it's what we specialize in at Whadif, among everything else we do to integrate the 10 disciplines into your business, maximize, optimize, and grow your business. So I'll put this on screen one last time. I would love to see you there. Whadif.com/navigate. Let's get you from 6 to 7 figures, or out of whatever rut you're in right now, and we will get you to the next level in your business. I want to see you